los demás. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to Richmond Raceway here for the Fired Up Esports League at Martin Sports Get a Grip 150. I'm Liam Erbig, joined by... Ooh, give me 1 second here. Mike, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Just trying to get everything all situated so we can call this awesome race from Richmond.
Yeah, just working on a couple of quick things here with the new equipment, but got some qualifying going on here. So far, 5 guys have taken the field. Right now we're taking a look at Derek Rice here. Brian Whitney so far sitting on the pole with a 2175. 2175 for Tristan Evil as well. Peyton Howell with a 2168 gonna jump onto the pole here.
Yeah, fastest time from practice was a 21:47 by Andrew Navarro, so we'll see if he can match that when he gets out on track.
Yeah, 21:58. He goes out there and he's gonna claim the pole for now. Just bring up a couple things here about the racetrack. It's a 3/4 mile short track, so it's gonna be kind of beating and banging a little bit. 75 degrees right now, partly cloudy, a little bit of wind, and yeah, it should be fun. I mean, it's a pretty wide racetrack. These guys are able to run side by side, but it is a little bit older, so we're going to see some tire wear happen. 4 sets in the pits for these guys. The fuel run being about 90 laps, so we're only going to have to pit once for fuel, but if we get some cautions, I know these guys are going to be really hoping to get some of that fresh rubber on.
Yeah, they're definitely going to want tires. This is definitely a track you pit for tires before you pit for fuel, so...
See Clayton White working a lap here. Just a couple minutes left in qualifying. Anthony Crownover's on the racetrack as well. So far, 12 drivers out of the 15 that we've got here today are have gotten out, put a lap down.
Looks like we're still waiting on Scott Martin, Jeremy Garand, and McCain Calarandia.
Well, Richmond's not usually a track that we're used to, seeing during the day up until recently. It used to be Saturday night kind of showdown type of deal, but I think that the racing, I mean, it kind of changes when you get the sun on the track. It kind of heats things up. You get a little bit more slickness in the tires. It's definitely a new fun environment. I think we're running this in the morning, so temperatures might still climb up throughout the course of this race, and with only 150 laps, it's going to be a pretty short one.
Yeah, I definitely envision this being a pretty short run. But as we only have a couple more tracks after this left before they reset for the chase, every point is very important.
Yeah, points are crucial as we get ever so close to the playoffs here, the chase. Um, Peyton Howell sitting at 14th. He's 2 points behind Anthony Emmerich in 13th. There's 21 points rather, separating him and Chris Mason at 12th. So
Yeah, 13, 14, 13, 14, 15, and 16 are all separated by, 6 points? So definitely worth every point to get in there.
yeah, it certainly is. And with a little bit of a gap, like we said, that Chris Mason has in 12th over Anthony Emmerich, we've got 21 points. He's got to feel pretty good about that, but it can't be, it can't be too easy. It can't have eased the mind too much for him.
No, not when you have Richmond and then the race right before the cutoff is Bristol. So
A couple of short tracks. These guys really going to be kind of testing their talents here, testing their limits over the next couple of weeks here. Obviously, Richmond here today. Nashville Super Speedway next week, Bristol. There's going to be COTA. So, within the next few weeks, we've got a lot of versatility going to be coming our way here from these drivers. Andrew Navarro sits on the pole. Let's go ahead and go through your grid.
yeah, Andrew Navarro and Justin Norwood on row 1, Peyton Howell, Clayton White, row 2, Brian Whitney, Tristan Evil, row 3, Derek Rice and David Bush, 7th and 8th, Anthony Crownover in 9th, Jeff Travis in 10th.
And we've got Tyler Travis in 11th, Kerry Moore 12th, Jeremy Guerin 13th, McCain Sear in 14th, and Scott Martin rounding out the field here today. Looks like everybody's about ready here. Just about everybody's on the racetrack, so these guys are going to get rolling momentarily here. Appreciate everybody who's tuning in here on YouTube and Facebook here with us. Let us know who you are rooting for here tonight as these guys get ready to roll.
Yeah, definitely look forward to this race. It'll be something a little different than we've had in the past few. But something we've kind of grown accustomed to seeing is Andrew Navarro up front. Both the races he had competed in so far, he led almost every lap. So it'll be interesting to see if that continues here.
Yeah, Justin Norwood wasn't too far off his time, but one lap versus a longer run is going to probably make the difference here. So we got the, looks like the lights on the pace car are already off. It's pretty cool. Usually on a short track we get 2 laps of pacing. Still staying out. 1 to green this time. Some short track action happening here in the Fired Up eSports League. Martin Sports, again a grid 150. And of course we do have a pair of gloves on the line here. Just give me 1 second here. But doubled up, ready to go. Andrew Navarro on the front row alongside Justin Norwood, Peyton Howell, Clayton White, Brian Whitney, your top 5. That pace truck's going to make that hard left turn into the pits. I tell you what, man, we are fired up. We are refueled. We are ready to go here on the short track high banks of Richmond. Green flag out, underway, and a nice little push from the 52 to the back end of the 42 there. Stays even with the 44, or the 4 rather, there, Justin Norwood. And already these guys moving all the way up to the top. You see Clayton White, a couple of spots behind him. David Bush running all the way up next to the wall here on the first lap.
Yeah, Peyton Howell got right on the back bumper of Andrew Navarro, and looks like he's trying to make that inside line work to get in front of Justin Norwood.
Yeah, side by side going down into turn number 1. Right now he's going to clear him for the spot. We'll see if there's any chance for a crossover as you see Anthony Crownover and David Bush trading spots towards the back. Fun thing about short tracks is that there's nowhere to go, so there's going to be action everywhere. We're going to see trucks going laps down, and that's going to potentially throw a hammer or a wrench in the leader's plans here as they try to work lap traffic. And these guys, as you see sideways, look at this shot. You see just how many of these guys getting loose coming up off of turn number 2.
Looks like you see that tire just sliding on Navarro as he got towards the outside wall. I envision we're going to see that quite a bit. But they're going to try and run that high line and on the straightaways anyway.
A little bit smoother on exit there. Clayton White getting right up next to the wall there. Coming up off of turn number 2. Andrew Navarro continuing to lead though. For the most part, single filed out, but still get some action going on right now with Jeff Travis trying to work the back bumper of David Bush.
Yeah, David Bush has been running pretty well. He's up in second in points. Looks to continue that streak.
Definitely sitting in 10th place right now. As you mentioned, only 15 trucks here today, so it's going to help out in terms of having a consistent finish, being able to finish up towards the front. Even if you get into a little bit of trouble, you're not going to have that much damage control to worry about. As you see now, the 88 working that inside of the 11. Too much of a
Yeah, Kerry Moore right behind him. Looks like he's carrying a little bit of speed. Might be able to continue and pass David Bush on the inside as well. See there, kind of floats up a little bit from the bottom line. But he's going to continue to carry that speed and try and chase down Jeff Travis.
Derek Rice under a little bit of fire from Tristan Evil. Looks like Clayton White. He's really sliding that truck coming up off of turn number 2. It's got to be loose. Maybe a little bit more brake bias on entry too. Look like get some extra turn there. And these exits, especially here at Richmond, are super treacherous. The way that the banking kind of drops off right in the middle of the corner exit, the wall almost jumps out at you. It can really jump out at you.
Yeah, it definitely can. I mean, you basically have your banking of 14 degrees, and then when you go towards the front stretch, it's at 8. Back stretch is only 2, so definitely changes quite a bit.
Yeah. Sorry about that. And obviously the front stretch isn't really a stretch, or straightaway rather. It's curved throughout the whole thing, so if you don't get a good exit up off the floor, you can find yourself sliding really throughout most of that front straightaway.
Yeah, that's why we see all these guys running as high as they can to that wall, because it makes it easier to get out of the corner and into the next one.
Clayton White still working the back bumper of Brian Whitney, looking to the inside through turns 3 and 4 this time. Looks like he's going to get at least to the door. We'll see what kind of run that 76 gets up on the outside. Seems like a pretty nice run. Clayton White's going to stay at the corner.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those tracks where you kind of set up your pass and hopefully complete it relatively quickly. Otherwise, you're going to lose a little bit of time.
Looks like the 76 is just going to look at 53. Clayton White. Now he's under fire from the 20 of Derek Rice looking to his inside.
Yeah, Derek Rice is on the bottom, and Clayton White running a few lanes up as you see Brian Whitney jump down to try and get right behind Derek Rice after he passed. And Tristan Evil's right on his bumper as well.
Now it seems like these guys are kind of able to run kind of where they want, more so. I mean, you see Tristan Evil right there trying to work the outside, getting back down to the bottom to try to straighten out his exit. He's going to get a nice run here on the 76, move down to his inside. Brian Whitney is going backwards now. He gained a few spots to start, and now he's lost 2 spots in the last few laps, working up third right now, as he is still under fire from Tristan Evil.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how some of these guys are running a couple lanes up versus running right on the bottom. Try and figure out which lane works the best for them. But as the race goes on, I imagine we'll see him start to kind of float up a little bit more.
Andrew Navarro still sits in the lead right now. He's got it from the start of the race. Really hasn't looked back. You see the 7Cs on the front end, but Martin Sports is there on the side. Obviously, our title sponsor for the race here today. And another thing, the winner of this race gets himself a pair of Martin Sports gloves.
Yeah, Martin Sports is definitely one of the major sponsors for this league. Last time they gave away something, they gave away a pair of socks when we were at Knoxville, slipping and sliding on that dirt. So, but we'll go ahead and tell you a little bit more about them. Martin Sports and Great Lakes Clothing Company are a family-owned business that have been serving Marquette, Delta, and Alger County in Michigan's Upper Peninsula, or the UP. For the past 10 years, Martin Sports and Great Lakes Clothing Company continues to expand and grow with each passing year, starting from one simple embroidery machine to multiple machines, screen printing, heat pressing, custom sublimation printing, a major brand in the sim racing market, and more. Such growth has continually allowed them to offer the highest level of service to their retail, team, and corporate accounts. Contact them at martinsports906.com.
We appreciate those guys jumping on board with us here. Justin Norwood sitting in third place after starting second. Right now, sitting in second place, about 2 seconds off your leader, Andrew Navarro. So we're kind of picking up right where he's left off. Going Navarro, that is, just going out front, not looking back.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's definitely found what works. Using those premier racing setups that he helps build for these trucks has definitely helped him.
Scott Martin started in the back of the field today, but he's worked his way up just a little bit, sitting in 13th, 15th, trying to chase down McCain Sear.
Yeah, one of the couple trucks that didn't qualify. But he is definitely making the most of it right now.
And not a lot of big movers so far today. Passing has been pretty tough, as we saw the battle between Clayton White earlier and Luke Derek Rice, and just how long that took to make that pass happen. Gary Moore up 3 spots from 12th. Apparently trying to chase down Anthony Crownover, but has a little bit of ways to go.
Yeah, he definitely took advantage of a couple of the trucks in front of him and caught them at the right time and was able to complete the pass.
Now we're approaching 25 laps complete, 24 complete this time. This race is kind of flying by, but we're starting to get into some lap traffic here. Jeremy Garrett about half a straightaway in front, and Tyler Travis a couple of truck lengths in front of him. So Andrew Navarro going to have to try to work his way through some of these guys. Going to see if that does anything to the gap. Peyton Howard, gap-wise. Right up next to the wall there was the 42, Andrew Navarro.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see if these guys kind of move out of his way or fight him to stay on that lead lap. And if that happens, how much time is Peyton Howell going to be able to catch on him?
And those guys getting side by side in front of us is definitely not what Navarro wants to see.
No, he definitely does not. Not unless one of them's going to make the pass relatively quickly, but he's closing in on him pretty fast. He stays down on that yellow line, but he is not going to get past Jeremy Garland right at the moment until right now.
Tries to make quick work of them as Jeremy Garland, you see, completing the pass on Tyler Travis. Doesn't seem to have cost him too much time. That gap still sits about 2.4 back to Peyton Howell.
Yeah, it looks like he definitely caught him at just the right time, and looks like those trucks were able to stay out of his way and let him continue to race his race.
Justin Evil working the inside of Brian Whitney now into turn number 1. Then he tries to cross him back over, but doesn't quite have enough of a run to make that happen here. See how hard he's slamming on the brakes down there, getting into turn number 3.
Yeah, you saw as soon as Tristan was able to get past him, he turned right behind him, trying to get a little bit of draft there so he could try and cross him over, but just didn't have enough speed to do so.
Oh, and sideways there, you see a little bit of a loose moment there out of Tristan Evil. Doesn't seem to have slowed him down at all. But we're going to see a lot more of that. We talked about how these turns are pretty tight coming up off, how the wall can kind of jump out at you. And as these tires wear out, as the runs go on, we're probably going to see a lot more of that, maybe a couple tank slappers.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's going to be the telltale sign of when you need a pit.
And as we mentioned, it's in terms of fuel, it's only going to be a one-stop race. So you almost wonder if it's trending caution-free so far. Richmond has a tendency to have some long green flag runs, regardless of who comes to race here. And so it's interesting to see if this thing does continue to trend this way, if these guys are going to try to just split the race in half, 75-75, or if we're going to see some guys stay out for that caution. Probably gives us about a 15-lap window there. I mean, technically you could make it from lap 60 or so, but I don't know if you'd want to spend that long towards the end of the race on older tires.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to depend on when and who comes to pit road. As you see, Crownover closing in on Brian Whitney right now. But if the leader stays out, you're going to probably have to do something different to come and catch him, especially with how fast he's been running.
That still sits about 2.3 seconds in front of Peyton Howell right now. The gap has kind of stabilized over the last few laps.
Yeah, they're running almost the same lap times, so.
Bravo's still got some lap traffic to deal with now. The 48 goes way wide. Might actually have gotten up into the wall there, trying to just stay out of the way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely going to be another thing. I mean, some of these leaders come up pretty quick on these lap cars. If the lap cars are trying to get out of the way, maybe that's what brings out a caution.
It certainly could be. I mean, miscommunications on track happen all the time. But when a speed differential like that is so big. Oh, sideways there's a 67. He's going to save it. Scott Martin with a fantastic save. Definitely gripping on the wheel with some of those Martin Sports Racing gloves.
Definitely saved that one. That could have been bad with Peyton Howell right there, too.
48 off the pace. Diving to the inside. Yeah, he might have messed that truck up a little bit, but he got up into the ball. Looks like he's just going to pull off here, and potentially his day is done. So, unfortunate news for the 48 fans out there today. McCain Sear has pulled off and taken a tow back to the pits. So. Andrew Navarro still leads by about 2.5 seconds over Peyton Howell. About half a straightaway there. Justin Norwood a little bit behind them in third place. Clayton White started fourth, sitting fourth. Right behind him, under fire from Derek Rice, who's up 2 spots from the start. Like we said, it's tough to pass here. We're not seeing the big movers like we had, even last week at Texas.
Yeah, you definitely have to take what you can get, and I mean, with the way these guys are running, they're all running almost identical lap times. I mean, you go through the field, the leaders are running faster, but from like fourth on, they're all running almost identical lap times of 23.1, 23.2, something like that. So definitely going to be hard to pass because there's not that speed differential between the cars or trucks like there was last week.
Yeah, when these guys are braking so hard and sliding these corners, it's a lot of fun in the car for sure. I mean, racing this track completely different compared to how you raced last week or the week before, Texas and Atlanta. Sideways there's the 27, Anthony Crown over there coming up off of 2. And yeah, we're really starting to see these guys slide 40 laps into this race. We're almost a third of the way down. Man, this thing's flown by.
Definitely has, and like you said, I mean, how important are tires going to be? I mean, if you start sliding around too much, are you going to come in and get tires and hope that everybody else is on the same strategy as you? Or, I mean, it's going to be a tough decision when do you pit if you're sliding all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are about a second, maybe 1.2 seconds a lap slower than they were at the beginning of this race. And obviously, we're only halfway on a fuel run here, so it's only going to get worse. These guys are only going to slide around more and more. As you see Brian Whitney still trying to chase down that 27, who's recovered from that slide pretty well. Didn't lose his spot. He seems to be trying now to, or seems to be pulling away now from the 76 truck.
Yeah, you see Tyler Travis get out of the way and let those two race for it.
Sideways there is Andrew Navarro. Peyton Howell not so sideways coming up off of 2. It's down to about 2.1 seconds now, so potentially quicker these last few laps.
Yeah, you got to wonder if Navarro had ran off some of his tires going that quick early. So now he's trying to kind of hold it together a little bit.
Yeah, Peyton Howell a 10th quicker that last time around, so keep an eye on that as that battle for the lead tenses up here. Derek Rice was able to get around Clayton White for 4th.
Yeah, these guys are just out there wheeling it. I mean, you see them slipping and sliding every once in a while coming off the corner, but everybody's been able to save it and keep going for now. So we will definitely see how that keeps going.
And well, we have a moment here. Clayton White sitting in the top 5, driving that Sticker Cabana Chevy Silverado. Go ahead and talk about Sticker Cabana for a moment here. They were born in 2013 by 2 very creative, driven, entrepreneurial beach bums. Motivated to create their own business, it wasn't long after that Sticker Cabana was created. While on the beach, of course, hence the name. Quality vinyl decals and over 1,000 designs on sticker display racks all over the country. These displays could be your next big seller. And all of the company's products are 100% made in the USA. You can go ahead and contact them at www.stickercabana.com. As you see sideways there once again from Clayton White. These guys are really wheeling it today.
Yeah, it's definitely something we haven't had to see for a while with them taking those super speedways and, but they are making quick work of this track. I mean, we're already a third of the way through, and everybody's been running really well and really respectful and staying out of each other's way. So,
now, Peyton
like you
Howell
said,
has been. Sorry to interrupt you there. Peyton Howell has been quicker than the leader, Andrew Navarro, for the last 5 or so laps at least. Most of the time, the last few, it's been a 10th. Last time around, it was half a 10th. But we'll see how it goes this time right behind the 88 truck, Jeff Travis now. A couple of hundredths quicker still, but now under 2 seconds, about 1.75 seconds is the gap between Navarro and Howell.
yeah, it definitely looks like Navarro might have went out a little too quick and burned off some of his stuff, but it's like we're looking back here at Clayton White.
Tristan Evil was able to get around him for that top 5 spot. Now he's racing around the 67 of Scott Martin, who we saw have a massive slide coming up off of turn number 2.
Yeah, still a lap down, but still racing pretty hard. Gets a little loose there.
Once again, we appreciate everybody who's tuning in with us on YouTube and Facebook here. ESBN YouTube page. SRM Facebook page.
Yeah, definitely give us a like, follow, hit that share, subscribe. And while you're there, let us know who you are rooting for, who you think might come out on top here at Richmond.
55 laps down here out of 150. Anthony Crown over here. Sitting, he's now 2 spots up from where he started, so. That's actually our, well, no, Derek Rice is our biggest mover, up 3, started 7th, got his way up to 4th place, as he now sits about 4 seconds behind Justin Norwood, so he's got a big gap to try to overcome if he wants to get up onto the podium. Still got a long way to go, just under 100 laps.
That's definitely interesting, seeing all these guys move up and fall back relatively quickly. I mean, we had a couple guys that had moved up a couple positions, but now they all kind of evened out, and like you said, Derek Rice is up 3, so it's definitely not our biggest mover that we've seen when these guys have been racing, so it's definitely something that Richmond lends itself to.
And it's also, you know, you don't really see it the other way either. Our toughest break, I guess, of the day is Tyler Travis. He's lost 3 spots from the start, and you know, Brian Whitney is also in that camp. So, you know, while we're having a lot of comers and goers, you know, spots are changing hands, going back and forth. We're not seeing a lot of people who have just completely, you know, missed it, or you know, a lot of these guys seem to have qualified where they're running, and you know, or at least pretty similarly, and kind of just goes to show the consistency of these drivers as they work in these tight turns here at Richmond.
Yeah, I mean, you look at all the lap times from the last lap, they're all relatively close to the same, so you're not seeing that huge speed differential. I mean, the fastest lap last time looks like it was Tristan Evil in the 23:05, so not too bad for anybody. Everybody's running relatively similar time, so you're not going to see that huge moves that we've been seeing before where somebody messes up their qualifying run and has a way faster truck. As you see Andrew Navarro get a little loose.
That's Brian Whitney, the 76, had himself a little bit of an issue there. Go ahead and try to take a look, see what happened to him coming up off of turn number 2, racing around the 11 of David Bush. Down on the bottom. Oh, and just a tap from the 11. Actually, a pretty good save. Just dinks the wall there with the left front. Able to drive it away, get her back going here. We'll see if that maybe prompts him to come back into the pits a little bit early, as the window is officially open.
Yeah, you definitely can make it from here, but...
Oh, and that's why David Bush is the next car to go a lap down. There's definitely a sense of urgency there, and probably did not want to sit behind that 76 for very long.
No, it looked like something happened to the 76 and he slowed down a little bit, and David Bush just was not ready for that and ran right into the back of him.
The gap for the lead is now down to 1.2. So it is halved since probably the biggest point of it is you see Peyton Howell sliding there a little bit off of turn number 2. He's consistently been about half a tenth quicker than the 42 truck of Andrew Navarro each time. We're gonna have to see how the pit stops that are coming up change that, because obviously that 42 is super quick on fresh tires, but the longer they run, the better off it seems to be going for Peyton Howell.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely within the window, but if you're Andrew Navarro, you probably want the fresh tires to be closer to the end of the race than the beginning. So
yeah, I would assume he would at least try to split. He wouldn't go any before, or he wouldn't come in any time sooner than halfway.
no, not unless there's a caution. And then if there's a caution, then have to see how the rest of the race shakes out. But
Scott Martin definitely slowed up that 42 truck a lot that time around. The gap is less than a second. 0.2 quicker for Peyton Howell that time as Andrew Navarro got slowed up by the 67. The 67's racing pretty hard back there.
yeah, right next to the driver's side door of the Peyton Howell there, trying to hold him outside for as long as he could. But he was not looking forward to going a couple laps down.
Howell able to get around that 67 truck just a little bit quicker than Navarro. He continues to chase him down. Keep an eye on that gap. But we've also got Tristan Evil chasing down the 20 of Derek Rice, trying to take 4th place away from him. And
It looks like
Crownover and Clayton White side by side into turn number 1.
it looks like Clayton has a pretty good run off, but Crownover fights right back down on the inside. Looks like they've been going back and forth for a lap or two, so looks like Navarro or Crownover's going to be able to complete the pass, and Clayton's going to fall in behind him.
As we look back at this battle, Tristan Evil, Derek Rice, both of them sliding up off of turn number 2. This is great stuff. These are some of the best truckers on the service, and they're laying it all out on the line here at Richmond.
Yeah, sliding all over the place, but they don't seem to slide too far. They keep it together and keep going.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of guys who have gotten a little bit further than maybe 45 degrees. Obviously, the 67 Scott Martin with the save, and then Brian Whitney with the tag off of turn number 2, able to keep it straight for the most part, but did kind of tag the wall a little bit there. Couple more lap trucks there. That's David Bush going a lap down. Kerry Moore is the last car on the lead lap now. Like I said, he's up 4 spots from where he started. Started 12th, sitting 8th place now. He comes up off of turn number 4, just a couple of seconds in front of your leader.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to try and go a lap down. He's probably going to drive that truck for all he has.
Well, lap 73. We mentioned how 75 would kind of be where you think you split the race if you think it's going to go green flag, and how respectful these guys have been racing each other. I mean, we've only seen that one bit of contact there. These guys, other than that, could give them plenty of room. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to think we'll go caution free, but I also think I might have just jinxed it. So we'll see.
Yeah, that announcer's curse.
Got Boyer a couple times today.
Yeah. I bet he gets a couple phone calls from those guys.
Don't talk to me ever again. Lead has stabilized about 8/10 right now between Navarro and Howell as we approach the halfway point, this time by 75 laps complete, 75 laps to go here in Richmond. Almost had a Bill Weber moment. The Martin Sports Get a Grip 150, halfway done. Now about 3/4 of a second between Howell and Navarro. It's just those small gains, a couple hundredths here, a couple hundredths there. But it adds up, as we've seen over a second and a half being taken out of this lead throughout the course of this first run.
Yeah, you see those guys sliding a little bit. Then they try and slow down to keep it together as Anthony Crownover's the first to hit pit road.
First, indeed. We'll have to see how that plays out for him on fresher tires. Like we said before, you're going to be about a second, maybe a second, 1.2 seconds quicker than where you were on the initial start, or than where you were before you came into the pits. So we'll have to see. Anthony Crownover, obviously needing to try something else, as he wasn't up in the top 5, trying to gain some track position here. Maybe still hope a caution comes out, but maybe after everybody pits. That track position is sideways there on entry. Is the 42. He's got a lot of brake bias in the rear there. You can see it's working for him, but
yeah, definitely one of those adjustments you have to make as you're going. Here's adjusting that brake bias. We'll have to see if Crownover can make up that time.
yeah, we'll
'Cause
keep
that's
an eye on his lap times. How much
Yeah, that's the
quicker
thing
they are.
about this. This short track. You go into pits under green, you're gonna lose a lap, if not 2. So
Yeah, I believe laps than our leader that time around. So the split doesn't seem to be the call, though, as we are past lap 80 now. These guys got about 10 laps left to gas. I would imagine the short pit's going to be beneficial. Maybe 15 laps is too much to ask. Having 15 lap older tires if you were to split.
Yeah, I mean, because as soon as as soon as Navarro and Howe get those fresher tires, they're gonna go back to running their 22-second lap times. So if you can't maintain that towards the end of the race, you better have built up quite the advantage here. But I don't know that Crownover's going to be able to, but it might at least get him some positive gain anyway.
Clayton White is going the wrong way. He's all the way back to 7th place. Obviously just lost a lap. Kerry Moore was able to get around him. And Kerry Moore, he's up 6 spots from his 12th starting spot, all the way up to 6th place. So we get these long green flag rounds. We definitely see some guys. I thought I heard some contact there, but we definitely see some guys get lapped, and when at a track this short, even up in the top 10, it can happen in what seems like a hurry. As there's some damage now in the back end of the 42.
Yeah, it looks like he might have got a little bump there. But ever since we mentioned that Kerry Moore was in danger of going a lap down, he just keeps passing the cars that are in front of him. Oh, as the 88 goes around, and we are under caution.
Trouble off of turn number 2. Jeff Travis has spun around, and that it's a heartbreaker for Anthony Crownover. He tried that short pit, but that is exactly why you do not do what I said and split the stage, or split the race.
Yeah, it looks like he probably had a little bit of help going around.
Yeah, we'll go back, take a look here. Looks like Anthony Crownover 2 is inside. Oh, just tags that left rear, and Whitney, sorry, not Whitney. Travis tries to lock it up and get it down off the track, but caution's going to come out here, and that's going to bring a lot of these guys up into the pits.
Yeah, it is definitely something Crownover did not want to see.
Navarro and Howell way in front of everybody else. And this is a tough spot, too, for these lap cars, because you can't take the wave around here unless you're Anthony Crownover, having already made your pit stop. But everybody's got a pit here. You 5 laps left on gas, roughly.
Yeah, you definitely want to pit.
I believe the free pass will go to Clayton White, who was just lapped a couple of laps before. Not going to look at that back end of the 42. Those guys seem to think it's okay.
Yeah, he might have had that from the start of the race when Peyton Howell was right in his back bumper the whole time. If you look at Justin Norwood there, he has some damage on that right side. It's like he was scraping that wall.
Andrew Navarro will re-inherit the lead. Clayton White's going to come in and make his pit stop after getting free pass. So that'll put us back up to 8 on the lead lap, I believe.
It looks like some of these guys are staying out.
Yeah, Crownover's definitely going to try to get his lap back. The 7, I'm not 100% sure there. I don't think he came in and made a pit stop, but
Doesn't say he did, but Crownover and Scott Martin definitely came into pit, so.
I wonder if I can try to be sneaky and maybe look at that fuel gauge, but looks like the 7, the 27, and 67 will all be getting the wave around this time. So 7's a pretty lucky number to get your lap back. should be getting the one to green this time. Lap cars should be able to go back and get their wave arounds and see if the lights
Yeah.
jump off on the pace car there.
It looks like they're all getting racing by.
All right, Mike, 60 to go. We know cautions breed cautions at short tracks, but given what we've seen today, well, I guess to put it bluntly, what do you think's going to happen?
Well, I'm envisioning us going green for these last 60 laps, and I'm going to say it's probably going to come down to Navarro and Howell, but that's the way we've been running. So, because they were just so much quicker than everybody else.
Yeah, we'll have to see if maybe Howell made some adjustments there on the pit stop to help the early run speed, but we are underway and going once again into Navarro with a massive start. Already has about 2 truck lengths in between him and Howell. Here's Justin Norwood trying to get to the inside of Tristan Evil for 3rd place. Evil holds strong on the outside for now. You see a little bit of a scrape to the wall there, might have been Derek Rice. This caution's gonna, or this restart rather, is gonna help carry more. Now he's right back to the back bumper of these guys and probably hoping to pick off a couple more as these guys continue side by side. You see Norwood slip off the bottom just a little bit, cut back down to try to get a straight exit off the corner, and these guys are in a dead heat coming down the back straightaway.
Yeah, you saw Tristan's back end kind of slip around. These guys on these fresher tires, after having them slip and slide for a while, definitely take some new driving tactics until they get back to where they were.
Yeah, it'll take some getting used to for sure. Not having to baby this car anymore, as Tristan Evil is definitely not babying it there. He's sideways coming up off of 2, trying to keep that Ford truck behind him.
Yeah, he's been stuck to his outside the whole time, ever since we turned green again. And Andrew Navarro has taken off again.
Yeah,
So
he's got about 6/10 of a lead right now over Peyton Howell. We saw how quickly he stretched that gap out at the beginning of the first run, and how Navarro, or how Howell rather, was able to chase him back down. So keep an eye on that for sure. If,
Tristan Evil and Norwood are still side by side.
Looks like Norwood was about to get clear off of 2, but just didn't have enough to use up all the racetrack, and there's Evil right back onto his outside once again. Derek Rice is loving this. He's just trying to plot a way to get around them both.
Yeah, trying to see which one's going to make the pass. And
spin on the front straightaway. Anthony Grownover.
Oh, jump to the pit, so we're going to stay green.
Take a quick look, see what happened there. Just all by himself.
Yep, just like we were talking about. Have to drive it a little bit different. He went a little too hard and slid around.
And like you said, he got it off the racetrack, pulled to the pits right away, so no caution. And Andrew Navarro extends that lead once again. It's now over a second. Tristan Evil finally able to get past Justin Norwood. Now Jared Rice looking to try to make a move on that Ford truck.
Yeah, gets right to his back bumper. Going to be looking to the inside as he gets him a little bit loose. They both slide a little bit. Jeez.
Man, these guys
hanging on to it.
All on the line. Money Ship Media is going to have some fantastic shots of this race.
Yeah, they definitely are.
Had some great side-by-side battling, a lot of super slides. You're going to see some good shots, guys. 45 degrees crank to the right, sideways up off the corner. Man, this is awesome stuff. This is why I love Richmond, because as much as you're racing the other cars around you, you are racing the track just as hard as you see that 20 truck get sideways once again, but still gains time on the Ford. Ford might have gotten in the wall.
Yeah, it looks like he's got that stripe on the outside there, but you keep seeing both these trucks slipping and sliding coming off of the corners there, and still holding it together. Side
And
by side still.
not hitting each other. We've seen a couple wall contacts, and obviously we've had a couple of bump and runs almost, but these guys really racing pretty respectfully all throughout the course of this race. There's Rice just able to clear that Ford truck now. Moves him into fourth place.
I just cleared him and did a little slide in there, and the Ford truck got almost right back to the back bumper again.
Checking back in on our leader, Andrew Navarro. 1.7 seconds is the gap, and Powell's got to be hoping that this falls back into his lap, or rather that the truck kind of starts to feel a little bit better like it did towards the end of that last round, because with less than 50 to go, might be a tough ask to try to gain 2 seconds at a short track, but we'll see. He almost had gained 2 seconds on him before.
Yeah, but like we always say, catching somebody's one thing, passing them something else, especially here at Richmond. I mean, like we've been looking through the whole running order here, and the only one that looks like they've really made a bunch of positions is Kerry Moore.
Yeah, so we mentioned up 6 spots from where he started. There's Jeremy Guerin already getting gapped by the 42 there. But while we have a moment, we definitely appreciate everybody joining us here today. I'm going to take a moment, go side by side, and let you hear from some of our partners here at ESBN and SRM.
Definitely. Nope, side by side, back and forth. One of our best battles we have on track right now. Yeah, one's a little bit quicker one lap, and the other one's a little bit quicker the other lap, so back and forth they go. Yep, to his door. Yeah, definitely. I mean, this is not as wide a racetrack as you think it is. I mean, yeah, there's a few grooves you can race in, but you start pushing them up towards that wall. When you come towards the straightaway, you're going to be in it. So. Yeah, it looks like he's starting to pull away a little bit. Yeah, he may not have won them all, but he's been very consistent. One of the most consistent drivers we've seen as he goes to the inside and passes Scott Martin there, who's a couple laps down. Yeah, he is. He has just ran away from the field. It's almost like he came out and maybe went a little too fast early, and Peyton Howe was able to close in a little bit because he saved his tires maybe. But when you're talking 2-3 seconds, you've got to do something. Yeah, you gotta start closing. I mean, closing or hoping for a caution or something. But the way with the jumps and stuff that Navarro has gotten on the restarts, maybe having him deal with lap traffic's the better option. No, the only reason why we didn't see him in the winner's circle last week, I have a feeling, is because he was not there. And just letting these guys kind of race it out. Yeah, we keep seeing these guys get side by side and get close to almost making that pass, but that outside lane just seems to carry the speed on that back straightaway. Yeah, it's not enough that Hal is closing in very, very quickly, so. Yeah, these two trucks are sitting currently in second and third in the points, so they should be comfortably into the cutoff, but they're still racing for position, still racing to see, who's going to finish higher in the regular season anyway. Yeah, it looks like everybody's kind of shuffled out, and we have quite the gap between trucks for the top 3 and 4 positions anyway. Apparently. Yeah, getting there and getting right to his bumper. I mean, we've seen him door to door for a while, but yeah. Definitely has not, but if you're Andrew Navarro, you do not want to see trucks up there fighting, going back and forth all over the track. You want a nice clear run so you can maintain your speed. '76 got loose and just went sideways. They are definitely, like we. Yeah, well, while we got a minute and we're focused in on that Toyota, why don't we bring up one of our other sponsors, the McGee family of dealerships. When we look back on our 40-year history in Claremont, we're proud of our tremendous track record and the name we've built for ourselves. As a family-owned business, we treat all of our customers like family because we want you to grow with us into the next 40 years. When people tell us they've come from Hartford, Norwich, Rutland, Nashua, Laconia, White River Junction, Lebanon, and Concord just to see us, we couldn't be more pleased with how far we've come. You can buy a new Toyota or quality used car just about anywhere these days. We think people come to McGee Toyota of Claremont because we offer a better experience. Brian went up on the wall. Yeah, he kept getting to his back bumper and almost to his door, but with just couldn't get that run. Right to his back bumper. Like David Bush is got a little loose. Yeah, but right behind them is Peyton Howell. He does not want to see that. That just has to hit. Just has to hit his marks. I mean, 3 to go, almost a 3-second lead. Tyler Travis right in front of him. Final lap for Andrew Navarro. Yeah, Peyton Howell in second, Tristan Evil in third.
Pretty good after that one. Yeah, I got scared there on the second run. I was so loose. I was coming off the corner dead sideways. Peyton, I mean, it was like right there. Caution came out, which was a nice little reset. I think we were both planning on like pitting in the next 10 laps, so it would have been interesting to see how it would have came out. But yeah, on that last run, I tightened it up big time on exit and got it back on the bind spring. So yeah, I like to think Premier Racing setups. everybody at Martin Sports and Tranquility eSports and I'm drawing a blank here. iRacing, iFly. Huge shout out to those guys. You guys for broadcasting, and Clayton and Josh for putting on this league. Thank you.
I'm doing good. How about y'all? I think we lacked a little bit of drive off. He got out to he's a alien on the short run. He got out to like 2.5 seconds both runs, but the first run he got out to about 2.5, and then I started just inching closer and closer, and got to his bumper right before the caution come out. I feel like if the caution wouldn't have come out, it'd have been a pretty good race right there, right before pit stops. But after that, the second run, he just got away, and I didn't have the 80 laps that I did the first run to get back to him. Yeah, I'd like to thank Smith Sim Racing. The guys over there, they built a rocket ship for tonight, and I'd like to thank Nerditudes, RDM, Truck Solutions, and just every y'all for putting on the broadcast. Yep, thank you.
Pretty good. How about you guys?
Doing good.
Probably it would have took a big adjustment. That would have been done before the race. We were kind of slamming the track a little bit, on entry under braking, and it was just making it really kind of like plow. 3 and 4 felt good to me, but I couldn't get to turn down like I'd like it to in 1 and 2. So if I could have, got a little bit better there, it would have helped me, especially for short run speed. I felt like I was pretty good long run. I was running, you know, about the same as Andrew and Peyton there, but short run we just lost so much, never could recover. So if I could have been a little bit better there, I think we would have had a little bit more for him. Probably still would have ended up where we are, but I can't really complain about a third place finish. Yeah, that's pretty much just been the my MO, just trying to stay out of trouble and get at least top fives. Consistency is key, and it's all gonna kind of get reset anyways. But a strong regular season builds a lot of confidence going forward into the playoffs. I got to shout out Moonlight, Speed Concepts and the guys over there, Martin Sports, um, Scott Martin, and Clayton and everybody here at Fuel that puts all this together, and all the guys at Lunatic. And shout out to my mom. She's always out there watching. So love you, mom. Thank you guys, and shout out to you guys as well. You guys have a good night.
You too, Tristan. Uh, 11th, Tyler Travis. 12th, Jeff Travis. Scott Martin bringing home the 13th place. And then Anthony Crownover and McCain's here round out the field. Yeah, one little caution and reset everything, and a lot of yeah, we had a runaway winner, but we still had lots of good racing on track. So look forward to Nashville next week.